I go to the bar.
Okay.
I think I will hit the streets and perhaps check in on Odrin, see what he's up to. If there's any pressing matters of interest, I'll figure out where you all are. I'm pretty good at that.
All right. Everyone, roll me initiative.
Yay! What? Probably just a. Well, I won't speculate. 16.
Six.
You're going at the speed of bureaucracy.
Going at the speed of a paladin in heavy armor. Ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk.
There's a feat for that. Could get a horse with heavy armor. Use the horse's initiative.
Are you serious?
You need to put a slash. Yeah, there you go. Well,
Oh, neat.
Okay. So, Macklin, you're making your way to. Let me just pull up the map here so we can keep track of where you all are.
Alright, I mentioned hitting the streets first.
Yep. As you leave the library, you smell the scent of baked goods fills the air.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm gonna get some baked goods.
Okay.
Oh, well, I somehow broke out of the game.
Across the way, the small pastry shop called the Slayer's Cake is open for business.
That sounds as good a place as any to start. Macklin will make his way to the Slayer's Cake and see who all is about. Assuming this early in the morning, either some really interesting people or some really boring people.
Looks like a couple of, young gnomish woman behind the counter is doing most of the work. You can see she's kind of elbow deep in dough at the moment. And she looks up at you. Oh, hello. You're early. I just pulled some donuts out of the fryer, though.
Well, early bird gets the worm. It looks like you've got your hands full. Take your time. I will take you up on the donuts, however.
Yeah. And you do see them. They're like glistening in the early sunlight. The shop is very, very well kept.
This is quite a fine establishment. How long have you been in business?
Well, that's an interesting question. I took it over from Mistress Cassandra right around when Vox Machina left.
Huh.
Because it's their shop.
He nods. Now, she has her hands full, so it should make sense. She just passes it on to someone else.
She didn't think that being a pastry shop owner was kind of her cup of tea, so I took it over. Me and my sister, of course.
Well, play to your strengths.
As you look, you do see her identical twin coming out of the back room with a tray of just like fresh croissants.
Wow, he takes a moment and sort of rubs the sleepers out of his eyes, not sure what exactly he's seeing. Considering they're identical, it's kind of odd, but okay. Huh. Wonders never cease. Are there any other patrons, or have I basically got there first?
Looks like you've gotten there first. If not first, you do see like as people are starting to come in, but they're coming in and they're looking more at like the breads, or they're not looking to buy breakfast so much.
Right, I'm gonna go buy stuff for home.
Mm.
Alright,
It's mostly people buying stuff to put on their own breakfast table at their house.
yeah. Alright, so after a bit of small talk, Malcolm will go ahead and purchase a couple of donuts, purchase a small baguette, tuck them away into his cloak
You
for
get
safekeeping.
2 bear claws and a baguette.
Yeah. How much would that cost?
2 silver.
2 silver pieces?
Yeah.
Alright. Find that on my list. Ori? Perfect. Let's see. After purchasing, he'll approach the young gnomish woman again and do pardon me, I'm not from this town. A bit of a tourist, you might say. I don't suppose you know of a nice vantage point to observe the city. Possibly somewhere high?
Well, are you a good climber?
Absolutely.
Then the Sentry is probably one of your best bets.
The sentry?
Sentry, so the giant tree in the middle of the city.
Oh, that tree. I remember that tree. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
you do.
Darius hung me on that tree.
That's the same exact one.
The same tree. All right, cool. Ah, well, I suppose that's a good place to start as any. Well then, thank you for your service and fresh donuts.
Of course. Anytime you want to come by. My name's Molly, by the way.
Molly, pleasure to meet you. I'm Macklin. You'll probably see more of me, or not. We'll see what happens.
She looks a little confused, but gives you a nod.
All right, so from there, Macklin's going to leisurely make his way through the area, and that tree is like 5 feet away. Okay, how tall is this tree?
It's tall. It's very tall and very old. Maybe like 50 feet tall? I don't know what height trees are.
Is it like something that would tower over the other buildings?
In
It's
front of our house are 40 feet.
the trees in front of our house are 40, so yeah, about 50 feet tall. And it does tower over the other buildings.
A 50-foot tree. Good heavens! All right, so quick check while I'm observing the tree. To other signs that say no climbing with it. Molly told me it would probably be the best vantage point that I should climb it. I just don't want to get shot by someone if I do. So how would I find out if it's okay to climb it?
Well, roll me a insight check.
Insight?
Yeah. At advantage.
At advantage. All right, advantage. That's a crit 23.
Okay, so you know what city trees are usually like. Usually there's like a gate around them or something. This looks exceptionally welcoming.
Huh.
It's like a little, almost mini park in the middle of the city. People are kind
Alright.
of starting to set up around it. Some sort of market day is starting to kind of prop up. The farmers are bringing stuff into the city.
All right. Well, Macklin's going to fasten his tactical bread,
Tactical bread.
and see about shimming up the tree. Before that, quick survival check. Are there birds roosting?
With the 23, there are a couple. There's 1 or 2 crows in the tree.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Macklin's going to take his bread, climb the tree, and spend a good portion of the morning toward the afternoon chatting with birds.
Okay.
That's my end game, guys. That's my epic character story.
Sweet. Sweet.
All right. So we're gonna leave you chatting with birds as we head to Darius.
Alright, I'm going to the bar.
You going to the you going to the Bears pub, or you're gonna try and find a different bar?
Nah, definitely go back to the one that I'm usually at.
Okay. You head to the bar. It's pretty quiet. The breakfast spread is out. There are a couple of a couple of guards around. Some just getting off their shift, some getting ready to go on.
Mm-hmm. I'll go take a seat at the bar, actually.
Okay. Yep. A young woman, not one that you recognize, probably just whoever's working the morning shift, approaches. Can I get for you, love?
Strongest ale you got.
Are you sure it's a bit early?
Strongest ale you got.
All right, customer's always right. And she moves and heads to the taps and gives you a decent-sized pull and puts it in front of you.
I hand her the coin.
That'll be a copper.
Hand her copper.
She takes it. It's not good, but it's strong.
Enough for me.
Alrighty
I
then.
just pound it down. Another one.
Okay. And she goes to get you another one.
That ensues probably for a while.
After the second time, she just lines up 3 in front of you, so she can go take care of another customer.
I give her the point my finger, smile. I like you.
Well, if I'm nothing if not efficient.
Good to hear. And I start drinking some more. I am gonna just make a perception check around just to see if I see anyone.
Okay.
Looking for either people I might recognize, or I'm looking for shady people.
Okay.
Wow, really? This is where I'm gonna. 24.
24. So you're looking for people you might recognize or shady people?
Yeah. See if I can find anyone that I know that I could talk to, or anyone that's looking to cause trouble, I guess is the best way.
There's an old angry-looking wizard in the corner.
Old, angry-looking wizard.
Yeah, he's wearing a breastplate. Has a skull on it. I'm just giving you shit. It's Johnson.
Oh, I'm gonna go punch that dude in the face.
Alright. Well,
No.
well, John plays with himself.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Ho ho ho!
That's a DM joke, right? It's a DM joke?
That's totally a DM joke.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I'll probably just hang out at the bar and
Okay.
keep an ear out. And
Every once in a while you see a guard or two that you kind of recognize. You do see the ranger, the Tal'Lorei girl that you had run into earlier that you kind of liked, you got in a fight with. She comes in, gets breakfast, and leaves pretty quickly. Would you roll for perception?
24.
Okay. What was your raw roll?
19. Close to a 20. So I was like, really? This is I'm gonna roll high? When I'm just scoping out the fucking bar?
Holy shit. Why don't you do that on nighttime role-playing? Alright. I don't see anything that sticks out at all very much.
Okay.
You see the bottom of
So
your
I'll
glass
get-
a lot.
Hey, I thought she was keeping that thing full.
She's keeping you in glasses.
Hey, whatever.
But you're draining it pretty quick. Roll me a constitution saving throw.
Fun. Get at those though. 20.
You're feeling more relaxed, but you're not feeling drunk.
Yeah, well, this is the norm. Still normal.
Okay.
Like a person who smokes weed all the time and is always smoking weed. This is how I feel. This is just me.
Alright.
That's when I'd look at her and I'd be like, thought you said these things were strong.
You asked for the strongest to be had on tap.
Got anything stronger?
No, unfortunately, we're a bit cleared out.
Who cleared you out?
Kynan, the clerics of Bahamut. A couple of clerics in heavy robes that I didn't quite place. There's a lot of drunk priests in this town right now.
Why, is there something going on?
I think it might have to do with Vasselheim falling.
That would make sense. I'll go back to drinking.
Okay. Cure.
I think Seamus is ahead of me.
He is, but he told me to skip him and head to you because he had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Holding initiative.
Okay. Well, I am going to lead Izzy into town over to the Temple of the Raven Queen. Kind of talking to her along the way, asking her just some simple questions to keep her mind kind of focused. Like, I'm going to suck at this, but mostly about what drew her to the Raven Queen, what duties did she serve back at the temple, that kind of thing. Try to get to know her a little bit.
Oh, I prepared food, and I took inventory of the weapons, and they had me sharpening the swords most often than not. Things like that.
I'm quietly a little impressed with her. And I just keep a note of this as we get to the temple and head on in. First instinct is going to be to enter and look around to see if anyone is up and about.
Okay. Give me just a moment here. I'm gonna check something really quick.
What was that?
I said I have to check something really quick.
Sure.
Alright, so you're looking around?
Yes.
Make me a perception check, please. You still there?
We're still
Yes.
here.
Okay. Perception check?
Oh, perception check. I didn't hear you ask.
Oh, yeah.
14.
Okay. Looks fine. Pretty empty, but...
Alright, I'm going to head for the head priest's office.
Okay.
I had her name written down, I'm trying to find. Apparently not. These notes are outdated.
Uh-oh.
I believe it was High Priestess Mira.
Okay. I just found her name in here. I gotta correct that.
What did you have?
I had the name Mara written down with like no notes next to it. Alright, that's fixed. Yes, I go knock on the high priestess's door.
Okay. Swings open with a creak.
Like, it opens as I knock on it, or someone opened it?
As you knock on it, it just kind of opens on its own.
I pause. High priestess? And I kind of push the door open a little more.
No one's there?
Oh, for crying out loud. backcountry temples. No one in the temple. I'm going to proceed to look for someone of the upper clergy to speak with.
Okay. So you know here that there are officially assigned to this temple. There are three. There's two clerics.
That would be Chastity and Ian.
Yes.
I'm going to look for Chastity.
Probably smart.
I have those notes written down.
You do know that she is. Last you knew she was staying at the Empty Spoon, and you do not know if she has moved over to the barracks.
All right, Izzy, stay here for a moment. I need to check the barracks. I'm gonna check the barracks to see if I can find someone.
Okay.
Oh, dead.
Okay. You leave Izzy.
Like near the statue in the center of the temple.
Okay. You see, she's kind of like she's falling into like a routine. Like this is something she recognizes. You kind of see her look around, and her eyes kind of scan the area, and she nods to herself, and you see her go scamper off to a back room somewhere.
For a moment, I consider following her since she doesn't know anything about the shrine. But hell, there's no one here anyway. Let me check the barracks.
Okay. Yeah, you head across town to the barracks. Macklin, you do see.
Oh, the soldier. I keep forgetting that the temple doesn't have barracks attached.
No, yeah, it's up north of the city, because the city's wrong.
Backcountry temple.
Mm-hmm. It's actually shared with Paylor's troops too. So, Macklin, you do see as you kind of hanging out in your tree, you do see Cure kind of making a decent clip past this sentry.
Huh.
Sans Izzy.
Without Izzy. Okay.
Without Izzy.
Do I know Mira the High Priestess? Do I know if she has her own place or?
She stayed at the temple.
But she's not currently at the temple.
You did not see her, no.
I watch her pass by and, let's see. Can I use Speak with Animals to bribe one of the crows to tail her?
Are you gonna give them something to eat?
Oh yeah, I've been sharing them. I've been
Oh
sharing
yeah,
bread
yeah.
since I got up here.
They're your friends then. Yeah.
All right,
You
I
can
give
share
this
in
one a
your
piece
bread.
of donut.
Oh yeah.
It's a sweet, sugary piece of bear claw.
He is happy.
There's more where that came from, friend.
He makes a couple clicky noises at you. And
Just
goes,
see what she's up to.
okay. Sure, roll me a perception check.
5.
Okay.
I'm used to crows flying around. Doesn't bother me any.
No. You don't even notice the irony of being stalked by ravens. Okay.
Is the empty spoon on the way to the barracks?
It is.
All right, I'm going to head to the empty spoon.
Empty spoon? I don't even see that on the map.
I don't think we've ever had occasion to go there.
Sounds like a poorhouse.
Well, the spoon is empty.
It's a soup line that has no soup. You go there to give them a soup.
Maybe that's what Kira's doing.
She's not bringing soup. I watched her. Just hiding some soup in her breastplate.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, she's probably hiding it. How Kira is, you know.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of angle your way to hit the empty spoon on your way out.
Ah. Once I get there and head inside, I'm going to ask after which room is Chastity's.
Okay. So you enter, and this inn is a good bit larger than the actual. This inn is much larger than the Bears Pub, but it's also not as in good condition. It's a bit rougher. There's still drunks like hanging out on the tables.
Why on earth is a cleric's living here?
Times you want to slum it for a while.
You're asking that out loud?
No, just thinking it really hard.
Okay. You going to ask if Chastity's in?
Yes.
You kind of head to the bar where there's a teenage boy, teenage question mark boy, probably like 17-ish. Behind the bar, he's just sketching. He's not paying attention to anything that's going on. He does not notice you as you approach.
Excuse me.
What?
I'm looking for Chastity Romano.
Yeah, the clerics moved out as quick as they could. Hodrick comes by every once in a while.
Who?
Hodrick. Short fellow. You know who
I'm checking
Hodrick is.
What was his name? Say it again.
Hodrick.
Henrik. Okay. Okay, I do have him. Do you know where the cleric moved to?
Probably the barracks.
I turn and walk right out without so much as a goodbye and head toward the barracks.
Dexterity saving throw.
Well, shit.
10.
This is gonna
Oh
be fun.
no.
So as you go to walk out, your ass gets smacked.
I stop and turn slowly.
A drunken human male, portly, shaved face, kind of long grungy hair that's balding at the top. He just smiles at you.
Grovel.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, I totally do the same thing.
He looks at you, winks, and says, "Anytime, sweetie," and goes back to drinking.
That sets my hackles up. Oh, what would Cure do?
What, did he pass the saving throw?
Apparently.
Sounds like it to me.
Oh, shit.
So he's got a mug in front of him?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not anymore.
So you go to let loose this spell, and it feels like it should be more powerful, and something doesn't feel quite lined up right. And cracks form in the mug, but nothing major.
I pause for a second. Close my eyes and take a deep breath. I don't have time for this. And I turn and storm out.
Okay.
Heading to the barracks.
Head to the barracks. All right.
Bet Dorius wasn't there. He probably would have smashed his face in that glass.
Probably.
Too bad.
All right. Find the barracks.
Looking for the clerics.
Looking for the clerics. You find They each have their own rooms. Actually, everyone got their own private room. Small, but private. Just knocking on Chastity's door.
Yes.
Okay. You see her kind of blink a little bit, and she opens the door and like looks at you like, "Oh, you're back."
Yes, I just arrived this morning, and I was looking for High Priestess Mira, but it seems she wasn't at the temple. Do you know where she might be?
No, she should be at the temple giving. About to start morning prayers right now. You see her,
Oh,
she's starting
wonderful.
to pull on her robes.
I'm going to head back there and search for her, but I needed to speak with one of you. I've just returned from Vasselheim, and the rookery has fallen. There is one survivor, a little girl who served as an acolyte in the temple. I've left her at the Whitestone Temple right now, but I wanted to make sure that she's seen after. She's very smart and she knows her duties quite well.
Oh, good. Well, we can always use a couple. I think there's 2 or 3 girls there now that are studying. I'm sure she'll find them. Girls tend to flock together. Let me grab Ione, and we will be right over.
All right, I'm going to go back to the temple and give it another look over.
Okay.
And I'll kind of bow to her and head out. As I leave the barracks, I pause and scan the sky.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be anyone about in the sky. There is.
I'm looking precisely for ravens.
You do see a raven hanging out on the wall, like a fence post that's right here. He seems to be watching you.
I sigh a little bit and bow my head. Message received. And then I continue on back towards the temple.
It clicks at you.
She has no idea.
She really doesn't.
I think it's a sign from God. It's just a bribed bird.
And bird got a donut.
Doing this shit for donuts. There's no divine. Oh.
The bird squawks at her in response.
It does. It's like wah, and then wah. Seems to be following you.
Very much in my head, I've come to the conclusion that okay, immediately going for the hard magic against the drunk was probably a bad idea, and my matron has kind of rebuked me a little bit, and I accept this, and I see the raven, and okay, that's the sign that she's watching me, and I'll go back and finish my task, and meanwhile the raven's just thinking it's going to get another donut out of this.
It's so
Yes.
much donut. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go buy some more from Molly. They might not be as fresh, but
Oh no, they make they make them not quite to order, but they if you go back into the bakery, they're making out another batch almost as the moment you walk in.
maybe some happy birds later.
You actually have quite a flock there going, Macklin.
There are so many crows. So many crows. You talk to each other, don't you?
They do talk to each other. It's quite loud in your tree. The farm people that are just hanging or that are in the town square do not even seem a little bit perturbed by this. Like, sun tree full of ravens? No, not even startling.
This is just regular shit.
In fact, gnome in sun tree surrounded by ravens doesn't even raise an eyebrow.
This is kind of a quintessential gnome thing to do. Well, for some gnomes. Good thing I got the baguette.
Okay, so you're heading back to the temple?
Yep, hiking back to the temple.
Alright, we'll pick up with ice.
Gonna ice you. Yeah.
Ice, ice, baby.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
You should
The
expect
bard
that.
is playing as he's walking down the road.
Don't
No, he-
mention being somber right now, not saying anything.
He's what?
that-
He's being depressed?
Yes, dude, just let it be.
You're a bard. You can let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be.
Look,
Anyways.
you can give him the finger all you want, but I was thinking the exact same thing. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
You're trying to finger me
Anyways.
through the mic?
that sounded worse than it was.
Anyways, I walked to the walls. Like I walked to the south wall, and then I just started a perimeter walk to see who I run into. If I run into Seraphine or Kynan.
Okay, you definitely run into Kaiden first. Sorry, I'm echoing through someone's mic. There we go.
It was because I was holding my push talk open.
Okay. You run into Kaiden first. It looks like he's kind of at a guard shack about here. Looks like he's preparing a roster. Here, I'll ping it again.
I saw it.
Okay. Looks like he's preparing. He's kind of surrounded by paperwork, which is weird for Kainen.
I walk up behind him, not saying anything at first.
Roll a stealth check. Fuck.
Don't roll a 1.
That's super cool.
Oh man, that's so low. 17.
You sneak up on him. Which almost startles you a little bit, because you've never actually, like, snuck up on him.
I twirl Whisper in my hand, and then I stab it into the desk beside him. Not like threateningly, just like the.
Alright, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Totally should have tossed it at the wall.
Acrobatics or athletics, actually, whichever you would choose.
$15.
Okay. You find your arms pinned behind your head.
The one with the the one that threw the dagger down?
This way. Like, you're stuck this way. He's got your... I don't know what that's called, where he's got, like... This...
Called the full Nelson.
Okay, you're in that. And it
For
takes
the
him...
benefit of the listeners at home.
Yeah. And it takes him a minute to be like,
We ain't got none.
what? Ice. What the fuck, man? And he lets you go. He looks tired.
Outside, and I take Whisper out.
Your mic keeps cutting out.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. So I hold Whisper in front of him, and I look him in the eyes.
You see his face fall as he just looks at it. So you found him then?
In a manner. He's, I wouldn't say alive, but I wouldn't say completely dead.
He's beyond our scope.
Certainly not among those that we kill every night.
That's a good thing. That's what he would have wanted.
We need to find a new mistress of the hunt. He confirmed it.
Ilya has been performing that job, more or less, so probably go to her.
Well, we could at least make sure that the ritual.
Police attempted.
I think it will have to wait until we're out of wartime.
Perhaps. I look at I look at Whisper and I look back at him. Didn't didn't you figure out how to make this thing teleport you? I could swear you said there were stories that this would be the one that allowed you to pop up where you threw it.
It is.
I look at it, like examine it side to side. Then I look back at him. I identified it. I couldn't see that.
Some magical items are tricky. You have to get to know them.
Okay, I'll have to trust you on that. I'm not used to not finding out everything about a weapon, a magic weapon thing the moment I pick it up. I dagger back or I sheath the dagger and look around a minute and so are you sleeping at all?
A few hours here and there.
And those are the few hours that Cassandra forces you?
It's a compromise.
Don't you have like a second command or something that's decided to this job with you?
What can I say? I don't like delegating.
What? Johnson is back. He's been here the whole, like, can't you buddy off? Trade sometime?
Jocelyn is busy. He has his own work to do. With our guests.
Grumpy choice.
Just shake my head. Can't spend every minute with us.
Whatever.
You rest more. You look like they're
Nearly dead. You're no good to anyone like that.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't reply? Or just he says okay?
He just shrugs his shoulders. He's not taking orders from you.
I roll my eyes and I give him a slap on the shoulder. Not a very strong one, but a slap. Don't make me send Cassandra after you.
It would be the pot calling the kettle black.
Well, Ilya can do her job too. So you both have a replacement. You both should sleep.
Go deal with Vecna, and then we'll sleep.
I think you need to sleep now so that you can deal with the. Ah, fuck it. Never won this argument before. I'm not going to win it now. And I walk out the door.
You leave?
Yep. I start walking the wall
going around, going
counterclockwise along the wall.
Okay, so towards the temple?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. Gonna mark something down real quick. So Darius, you get a couple of good drinks in you. You're feeling better. You stand up, give a healthy burp, and start walking to Allura's house.
Okay, which one is Allura's house? Because there's two.
There's... Oh, shit.
There's one by the Raven's Queen Temple, and there's one below the Temple of Palor.
She's an affluent citizen. She can have two houses.
I
Be
did,
right back. I take care of the puppies.
He
I
leads a
did,
double
Yeah.
life.
Pappos.
I didn't know I had put it on the map already.
Right here.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, I knew where the house was, even where you didn't.
Yeah. I'm super good at reading maps. Super good, everybody. Okay, so you head up to Keem and Allura's house.
Okay.
Knocking on the door or just coming in?
Oh, I'm doing that. You know, I'm outside the door, like adjusting my armor, doing that. Hair back, making sure it's tight.
Okay.
And I give it the gentlest knock.
Okay. Almost before your fingers hit the door swings open. And a young girl actually looks startled at seeing you. Oh! I wasn't expecting visitors. Can you announce yourself, or?
I mean, I can tell them who I was, yeah.
Okay, well, she kind of looks you up and down.
Is the halfling in?
Oh, yes, she got in last night.
Darius-
Just go in. And she kind of motions you in as she's leaving, and you see her kind of darting off towards the bakery.
Darius does the scratches his head, looks and walks in.
Okay. House is pretty quiet.
Dima! Hello? Start searching the room. Like it was, you know, I don't even care.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
19.
Okay. You come to a door. You're not super familiar with houses, but you kind of got the layout of this one down. And you go to knock on the door and you hear noises from inside.
Oh no.
And you think maybe it's not a good time to interrupt.
I'll go sit at the kitchen table
Okay.
after I look for drinks.
You find tea.
I pull out my water skin full of booze and start drinking it.
Okay.
And I'll patiently wait. As patient as I can get. Which is roughly about 3 minutes, and I say I'll return, and I walk out.
Okay. You get the feeling that they shoot their handmaid out for a reason.
Yep. Think he just put 2 and 2 together. He's like, yeah, I can understand. And, I'll start wandering around the city.
Okay. There seems to be a large market going on in the main square.
Yeah, sure, I'll go check it out, why not?
Macklin, you are in a tree. There are birds everywhere. They all want your donuts.
Alright, Macklin rations out his donuts. And he rations out his baguette. And after the birds stop being good conversationalists, he starts observing the crowd. Just keeping an eye on things, keeping an eye on the day-to-day happenings of the town.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Perception. That's a 21?
Okay. There are some things that stick out about the town that you hadn't quite noticed before. There seem to be a good amount of teenagers, no
That would
children,
be-
and a couple of babies.
Huh. Okay.
Um, some gossip about a teenage girl that got recently knocked up,
That's boring.
but everyone seems super happy about it.
Why? They're already vastly overpopulated here.
That's a good question, isn't it?
That is a good question. Macklin will shift around the tree with birds in tow and see if he can't eavesdrop on more conversation like that. Why would people be interested in someone having a child unless it's like a noble family or I don't know, like a blessed bloodline or Macklin speculates as he continues to listen for information.
Okay. She does appear to be barefoot and selling eggs from a basket on her arm.
The one who recently got pregnant?
Yep. Looks about
Barefoot?
17.
That's awfully young.
Um,
Type of clothing. If she's barefoot, is she also like dressed like a pauper or
middle class.
and selling eggs?
Yep. You see, she's kind of more mobile. She's moving around. Her family looks like it has a stand. Chickens,
Alright.
chicken meat.
That makes some sense. Can I identify this person?
No, looks like just any of the normal townspeople. Human.
Okay.
Kind of straw blonde hair. Tucked underneath a kerchief.
Hmm.
It does not appear to be anything special about her.
Just that people are excited for her.
Yep.
Well, good for her. Good on her. She's having a baby. Can information be gleaned about the father?
Sure. A young man who works at the Empty Spoon.
Empty Spoon. That was the place that Cure went to. One of the birds was staring at her.
A bird does return in this time period. He does come back.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna chat with my bird and chat about what it saw, what it didn't see.
Mhm.
Give it the other half of the donut as promised.
The feather woman went into the building, came out of the building, walked back to the temple that keeps food out for birds.
So Cure slumming it up as usual. Alright,
It's an insight check on a bird. Actually, that's
insight check on a bird.
a really good insight check for a bird.
Oh, alright.
Looks stressed. The feather lady looks stressed.
Feather lady looks stressed. I wonder if it has to do with the young lady. And she didn't have the little girl with her when she was moving, did she?
Nope.
Okay, so Kira's on some kind of important business going back and forth. Some woman is pregnant. There's a barbarian somewhere that probably isn't worth paying attention to.
Speaking of Darius, as you kind of move in towards the center of town, you do see a tree that is just filled with crows.
Oh,
With
what
a no-
about all those crows?
With a gnome in it.
Look at all them
Oh.
chickens.
Look at
That
that
one.
chicken.
I'm gonna find a rock on the ground
Okay.
Really?
and I'm gonna throw it at him.
Really?
Roll an attack roll. Range.
14.
You miss.
You missed, but the
I
birds
did.
are now pissed. There's a lot of squawking and fluttering, and you think you may have made an enemy this day.
They knocked the gnome out the tree.
They
Oh,
do
God.
not. The gnome is their friend. Gives some donuts.
Stay your wrath, small friends. You'll get him. Not today, but soon.
Cure, you're walking back to the temple.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
As one makes friends.
As you walk back to the temple, there's just the sun tree is filled with ravens. And Macklin's in them.
Macklin's in the ravens, not
He's
the
in
tree.
a cloud of ravens.
That's my new ability, Cloud of Ravens. It's like Cloud of Daggers, but with more feathers.
For a moment, it crosses, like a fleeting thought crosses my mind, like, oh, my matron, is this a sign? And then I see Macklin in there, I'm just like, and I start walking back to the temple.
Okay.
Y'all should get in touch with nature.
Macklin, you do see Cure kind of stalk through back towards the temple.
Yep, there she goes again. Do I follow?
Macklin, roll me a charisma check.
A charisma check?
Yep.
2 bird. Okay, untrained charisma. One more roll. That's a 14.
Okay. You are brought 2 copper,
Oh!
a bit of shiny wire,
What? No, you're too kind.
and some fluff for your nest.
Is it pillow fluff?
It is totally pillow fluff.
I have an arcane component for a spell. Wonderful. So,
This
2
is
copper.
amazing.
2 copper. Pillow fluff. And shiny wire?
Yeah.
Shiny wire.
They
It
just
shall go down in history as the game in which Macklin becomes a bird.
No, Macklin just understanding, that these are social creatures and that they're very smart and very okay. He acclimates himself to the bird, gives a couple of a scritch under the chin.
He has
attention
become
where attention
bird.
is due.
The bringer of donuts.
They're smart animals. They're wonderful creatures. And
They actually
Yeah.
are really smart animals.
super smart. I think ravens are smarter, but crows are pretty high up there.
Hackbirds.
These are good birds, and I let them know that they're good birds.
They do seem to be affectionate towards you, bringer of donuts.
They're good. They're good birds. They're good, intelligent birds. Good, perceptive, observant birds who like to watch and roost
Kinky.
and watch
And roost some more.
and potentially keep an eye on the town.
I'm sure that's what you were going for.
Absolutely. Alright, so, I will not act upon Cure. And Darius has the enmity of the bird clan, so, his days are numbered. Whether he knows that or not is his problem. Upon eventually running out of bread, Macklin will bid adieu to the birds and make his way down from the tree.
Okay.
From there, I will skill check, stealth my way into the crowd of 31,
You disappear.
and with my ear lower to the ground,
Darius is like, hey, what? Where'd he go?
just
He
continue to
disappeared
immerse
into
myself.
a flock of birds.
Disappeared into a flock of ravens, flock of burdens. See if anything else can be gleaned about the current state of affairs. The young lady was interesting with the barefoot situation. It has me wondering if maybe that's a local custom to be barefoot for some reason. So I will try to learn more about that.
You are really obsessed with this fucking barefoot thing, aren't you?
It's just very peculiar. She's not.
She's a poor child handing out eggs to make some money.
Middle class. So, well, if the DM is to believe it's middle class,
A middle-ish class.
well, class enough to afford shoes,
She.
or is middle class basically lower class, and there's just kings and peasants?
You get the feeling that her shoelessness is because she has chosen to not wear shoes for some reason at the moment.
Isn't it cold in Whitestone?
No, it's a pretty nice spring day, honestly.
Oh, son of a bitch! Then there's nothing to it. She's just okay. Yeah. Listen to gossip. Listen to gossip. Eavesdrop.
Okay. Morning prayers did not happen at the Raven Queen's temple for whatever reason.
Okay, that's interesting. That would lead to the cure being stressful, maybe.
But there are plenty of clerics about if you need clericing.
You need spiritual healing.
Mm-hmm.
There's an influx of clerics these days, yes.
You do see a couple of clerics have kind of set up a table. They're not recruiting or anything, but they do seem to be like, they seem to have set up a small, like, clinic of sorts in the market.
Oh, that's neat.
For lack of anything better to do at the moment. It feels you do see the priestess Melora that you had seen earlier. She's
In good health?
She's in good health. She seems to be consulting with the farmer. He has a couple of leaves that he's showing her. And she seems to be advising him on something.
Oh, better not butt my nose into that. I know a good deal about leaves, but I think the cleric of nature shit would be a better, a more professional, better resource. Seeing as nothing is on fire and I can't seem to find anyone skulking or hiding in plain sight, if they were claspers.
Can you? Roll me another perception check.
Perception. Oh boy. That's a 23.
You actually kind of see Gren out of the corner of your eye. He moves
Okay.
away. He moves around the corner before you can kind of catch him, but
Does he, in which direction does he move?
so you're like here-ish. He kind of ducks over here. So,
Alright. He seems to be on the up and up as far as the party believes him to be, so with no reason to distrust him, and with no pressing matters in town, I will make my way to the Bears Pub, which should take some time.
Okay. Alright, on that note, Ice. You make your way down the wall. You kind of approach the Temple of the Raven Queen about the same time as Kior does.
I give a nod of acknowledgement, but I don't say much beyond that.
When I see him, I pause. I need to speak with you later. And then I head into the temple.
What do you do now?
And I stand there.
I don't know, it's not later yet.
And then when she doesn't come back out, I go back to my journey to the wall and continue on my perimeter check.
Okay. You enter the temple, Kior.
You cut up. Think he has a wireless headset?
I don't know if he does or not.
No, not again.
Did he crash?
I don't know.
Oh no.
I just remember his battery always dying.
That fool.
I thought he switched headphones.
Well, if it was his wireless set, it would make a lot of noise before it cut out.
True.
You're the Undying says, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Percy, stop.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There you
Can
go.
now.
I flicked the mute button on my wire, and when I flicked it back, for some reason it wasn't working. All right, seems good now. Once again, I'm looking to see if anyone has started moving about the temple.
Yes. There appear to be 3 young girls wearing the half-masked prospects who are doing morning prayers. They're not running prayers per se, but they are doing their morning prayers.
I'll approach one and stand nearby, giving her a chance to finish what she was in the middle of before addressing her.
This one's an older girl, probably maybe 14 or 15.
Yes, I approached the oldest one.
Yes. You see the 2 younger girls kind of fall in line behind her. You do kind of notice that one is Izzy, seeming to have been taking under the wing of the older girl pretty quickly.
I note that, and once I have the older girl's attention, I nod appreciatively. Has anyone seen High Priestess Mira this morning?
The older girl kind of shakes her head. No, it's quite odd. She normally tells us when she's planning on leaving. She doesn't like to leave us unprotected like this, especially with the paladins up at the barracks. And with so many refugees in the city.
That is quite alarming, I think to myself. Well then, I see you've met Izzy, and I can see that you've done your duty and taken her under your wing, so to speak. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
She nods. Of course. It is, I'm one of the oldest here, so...
And you have already settled in a new acolyte and have gotten morning prayers started. That speaks well to your sense of duty. It is noted.
She kind of shrugs her shoulders a little bit. She looks almost uncomfortable with the praise. Oh, thank you, Paladin.
You may continue in your task, and if you see the High Priestess before I do, please tell her that I'm looking for her.
I will, of course. I don't know. The last I saw her, she was in her office last night, so...
Thank you. And I nod to her, and I head over to the High Priestess's office.
Okay.
I'm going to head inside and close the door quietly behind me, and then see if anything is awry.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
This is going to go over spectacularly. 8.
8. Looks like an office. This is really not your specialty.
Ah!
There are people that you know that could help you, though.
I need to find Ilya. Which reminds me of another stop I wanted to make, but that's suddenly been pushed to the bottom of my list. I'm going to leave the temple, head out on the front steps, and start thinking hard about who I might be able to approach to help me with this. And then I actually snap my fingers and I start sprinting back towards the town square looking for Macklin.
Okay. You enter the town square. The birds seem to have more or less dispersed.
God, he was just up a tree. Where did he go?
Ask the birds.
He disappeared.
I start searching for him in the crowd.
No.
Why does everybody just leave me here? God.
You do see Darius. in the middle of the crowd looking for him too.
Perception check.
Yeah.
Good luck.
14.
You see Darius looking for him.
Why is Darius looking for me? You just threw a rock at me.
I'll head over to him.
I was just
Darius.
trying to get your attention.
You made an attack roll.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I was going to say it hit you.
Darius,
That's what an attack roll is.
have you seen Macklin?
Jumped out of the tree, then disappeared. I was after I threw a rock at him.
Why would you even? No, never mind. I turn around and raise my hands to the mouth of my mask and just shout out into the crowd, Macklin O'Meara!
Oh, don't use that name in public!
I like the sound of his voice.
Am I close enough to hear her shout?
Yes.
He's fucking Macklin falls off of the roof he was climbing.
Macklin
Mother,
was
is
like,
that you? Christ almighty. Alright, Macklin drops what he's doing.
Mother, you've been dead for 300 years.
I'm closer to 30, but who's counting? Okay, with my stealth check, I creep up on Cure and tug
Does
on
it
her
still
cloak.
hold after falling off the roof?
I don't know, man.
roll me another stealth just for funs.
24 just for funds.
Yeah, you still sneak up on her.
Sneak up on Cure. I give her cloak, that nice fancy new cloak. A good sharp tug.
I spin around. Oh, there you are.
You called?
I need your help. Please come with me to the temple. And I start walking off immediately.
Oh, well, I was just going to get a drink with Rupert. Oh, farewell.
Ice, you do hear the dulcet sounds of Cure shouting for Macklin. Not too far from where you are.
I groan. And, I haven't seen anyone else I wanted to see on the wall so far, so I start following after what I heard.
Okay.
As I follow Cure, I gently inform her that in the future, you may not want to use the whole name when calling for me. The O'Mara family name has been... it's seen better days.
Unless your family has thrown their lot in with Vecna himself, I don't see how it matters.
Well, I suppose when you put it like that...
Okay. Do you all approach the temple at about the same time?
All four of us?
Did Darius join us?
The party's
Oh, yeah.
whole.
I follow.
Darius is just munching on an apple. You're not even sure where he got an apple, but he's munching on one.
Darius
Salutations,
isn't even
Seamus.
sure. He's so fucking drunk right now, he's not even sure where he got the apple from.
And drunkard. I salute them both. Cure, correct me if I'm wrong, but you brought us to a temple.
And now we're going inside the temple.
Oh, we're
Hurry.
going into another temple. Lovely, wonderful. What awaits us this time?
That is what I'm hoping you might be able to help me find out.
He shrugs and follows, not quite sure what's going on, because Cure hasn't said a darn thing.
Nope.
But I'm
some
very
primer would
obviously
be nice.
flustered.
Perhaps a hint? 20 questions.
Arya smells fighting coming.
I don't suppose you speak thieves, Kent.
I'm still just like striding across the temple.
And Macklin's
To
getting
the
annoyed
temple.
because she's not playing back. His levity drops because the situation seems serious, and begrudgingly so. He would rather enjoy the day than be dour, but Okay, yours being driven. He falls in line with Seamus.
Okay.
Who I
The
assume is following.
temple does appear to be pretty empty considering time of day. And as you all enter, a couple townspeople kind of follow you in, and you see young woman, kind of dark hair pulled back into a bun, pair of glasses perched on her nose. She's wearing cleric's robes. She's kind of breathless as she approaches. Oh, okay. Alright, so I guess I'll run morning prayers then. As Chastity kind of runs up to the altar at the front of the church.
I do adjust my course to swing by Chastity. The pages have not seen the High Priestess either. My friends and I are going to investigate. Hopefully it's nothing, but, well, we can't leave anything to chance at the moment.
Oh, of course. I will keep things running here, I guess. She doesn't sound... roll me an insight check there.
25.
Alright. She doesn't sound very sure of herself, and you see Ola Ola, being the eldest of the pages, kind of behind her making this idiot face.
I take
I
it Chastity's
pause
kind
briefly.
of a schmuck.
Probably. I place a hand on Chastity's shoulder. Remember in times like these to rely on those who are here to help. And I nod slightly in Ola's direction. You can count on the pages to perform their duties well. They're here to assist you. Make use of them.
Chastity kind of just waves off. Yes, of course, pages.
You can do this. And I turn and start striding away.
Alright. You do see that the temple, now that it looks like actual clerics are here, starting to fill up. Oh. A sermon is starting to be given. Whispered. With a shaky voice.
I leave Chastity to do it as I lead the others over to where the High Priestess's office is.
She doesn't seem very inspired.
No, she does not. I don't think she expected to be taking on the duties of the High Priestess today. Which is why I asked for your help. And I turn and pause, noting Seamus and Darius. Well, I guess more eyes won't hurt. And I open the door to the study and gesture them inside.
Are we allowed in here? Is this okay?
You're with the Talon of the Raven Queen, you're fine. Now,
I don't enter the room. Instead, I move back beyond the door to behind Chastity, like off to the side, and then I start playing one of the hymns of the Raven Queen as I give her a bardic inspiration to possibly improve her performance.
I mean, she rolled a 4, so you can only help.
well done.
You can't make it worse.
I mean,
You can make it
better?
tolerable.
Well, people still can't hear the sermon. They seem less concerned by it. Because at least they're getting a hymn out of it, you know?
It's supposed to be gently playing in the background, but I guess she's not getting...
Even gently playing, you drown out her voice.
Yeah.
She could use some mood enhancer. That'll make you talk loud. Blur a little bit.
That would be interesting.
Just spike the holy water.
So, Macklin, the High Priestess was supposed to run morning prayers today, but she was not here. I've questioned those I believe might know where she would have gone, but none of them recall seeing her past last night when she was last seen in her office. I was hoping you might be able to see if there's anything amiss.
All right. Would that be survival check to track if she's been here, when she's been here? Or would that be
Investigation.
Investigation?
Mhm.
All right. Let's see. Since we're in a town, can I use advantage?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Oh shit! 14. Ow. Oof.
The room looks undisturbed. The window's unlocked.
No sign of break-in. No scuffling. Oh, what's this? And Macklin gently pushes on the window to find that it is unlocked.
Yeah, window's
Ah.
open.
Are these windows typically kept locked overnight?
I can't say I rightly know. I would assume they are usually locked.
I will check out the windowsill. Look for fingerprints or
Blood.
blood. Ooh, look for blood. Yeah, look for the telltale signs of someone escaping through a window.
Okay.
I'm gonna head upstairs.
Or getting dragged through it.
There's an upstairs?
There's an upstairs.
Oh shit, okay.
Alright, Macklin, roll me another investigation check.
Alright, I'm gonna double down and really comb this area. That's a crit.
Okay. Hold on a moment.
That worked out pretty well.
Will you join me in Super Collider Main?
Super Collider Main.
Whispers.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Whisper, whisper, whisper.
User left your channel. Channel switched.
Put your fingers in your ears and hum.
I forgot you're sharing a room.
So, you do see a small sign on the side of the window that is a clasped mark. Kind of etched in. It's only in a spot that you would know because you know where to look for it. You're
Oh,
like,
no.
this wouldn't be here. Oh shit, it's here.
No, that couldn't. It is. Oh. Alright, so a mark like this, what would that typically mean?
Typically it would be a sign for other class members that this is a job that is being done here.
A job is being done here.
A job was done here.
It's mostly Jacob and Jason all the time. Well, I mean, this week.
So basically, a tag. This is our handiwork.
Yes, but only so that other class members wouldn't be able to see it, really.
Alright, so wherever the quest board is, that quest was taken, and someone already got to it.
Mhm.
More or less.
Yeah, basically.
And there's no way to tell what this job was without contacting someone.
Yeah, you'd have to. The mark is individualized, but you don't recognize this one. You'd have to reach out to your contacts to find out who this belongs to.
Okay, so this is the class mark of a specific member.
Yeah.
Okay. It's etched?
Yeah, it's like carved in a little bit. Like, not deep enough that it would stay for longer than a day or two.
Enough to get a
Yeah, you can get a rubbing of it.
a rubbing, that's what it is, yeah.
But in
It's
getting
not
a rubbing of it, you'll probably destroy it. If that makes sense. Like, it's very light.
Okay. Alternatively, could I commit it to memory and try to draw it?
Yeah, you know how to. These marks are individualized, but they all have kind of the same sort of lines about them.
Yeah,
So,
well, it's all thieves' cant in the end.
Mhm.
Alright, so I will copy that mark. Put a mark next to that. Copied. Clasp. For good measure, and I'm probably going to regret this. After making a copy of it, because this is going to disappear within a day.
Yeah.
I quietly. No one else is in the room. Yeah, I try to rub it away.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a second.
Because I want to give whoever this is, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Because, for all we know, this might not be the High Priestess that we think it is.
Yep.
Alright.
No, we like each other.
Is that all the information I can glean from that?
Yeah, as far as you can tell. It was very lucky that you spotted it at all.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's a crit. Alright, so I'll pop back into the main chat then.
I will as well.
Channel left your
Random
channel.
shit.
I believe it.
It's the good old days.
Everybody like that. We didn't go get magic cards and slurpees and shit, but we used to.
Alrighty. After finding what he finds, Macklin tucks away a piece of paper into his cloak and closes the window, latches it, and who else is in this room? Anybody?
Just
Uh,
Darius at this point.
Or went
Upstairs?
upstairs. Yep.
Darius went upstairs. Okay, so he's gonna follow.
No. I stayed downstairs with you.
You stayed downstairs. Okay. Well, this doesn't look like much, but it does deserve a follow through. Cure. She went upstairs. I'll go find her. And he'll make his way upstairs.
Regular do walking.
He's definitely not there.
Seeing ghosts of the past.
Mm-hmm.
I'm investigating the bedroom.
Okay. It does look all that different from when the previous gentleman who you just deposed took it over. Seems to be like it looks like it was slept in recently.
I'm doing my best attempt to look for clues.
Sure, roll me an investigation.
8.
Sounds about right.
You're pretty sure that this is in fact a bedroom.
Good call.
Where's Ilya when I need her?
Macklin calls after Cure. Killer, are you up here?
Yes. Did you find something?
Possibly. Let's see. Is this her sleeping quarters?
They are. Yes.
What do you know of this woman?
Not very much, to be honest. She was imprisoned in a magical jewel when I first came to Whitestone.
Imprisoned in a jewel? What? Okay,
The previous head priest was not very priestly.
So he imprisoned her in a jewel?
Indeed. It's a story.
All you know is that she is a victim to some corrupt priest, then.
Yes, I know she was well liked before that.
Okay.
Cure, roll me a history check.
16.
Her daughter's one of the head of the paladins.
Her daughter is one of the head of the paladins
Oh?
of the Talons.
Do you know anything of her?
That'd be Lyra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Likeable, charismatic. She may actually be the commander now that I think about it.
Likeable, charismatic. Any enemies?
Does Vecna and his entire uncounted horde count?
No, mortal enemies. People in town, political rivals.
Not to my knowledge. I haven't had a great deal of time to ingratiate myself with the town.
Alright, as we talk, Macklin's going to be investigating, just rummaging through shit, to try to get any kind of feel for this person, and find anything infringing that might warrant what I found.
I assist, and by assist, I'm mostly just looking at him and trying to do what he's doing in other places of the room.
Okay.
Sure. That's a 19.
What Cure says stacks up.
The light child in the priesthood, the paladinhood.
Not a lot of like gold and jewels stashed away. Looks like she lived a pretty humble existence. There are a couple of notes here and there from it looks like various students that she has kept for sentimental purposes.
Oh, that's cute. thieves' cant on any of them?
No.
Didn't think so. After finding nothing, Macklin makes his way back to Cure, reaches into his cloak pocket and withdraws a folded piece of paper. And he presents it to Cure. This may not mean anything to you, but it appears to be a mark of services rendered, a job performed. I found it on the windowsill.
I
Just
frown
faithful.
and take the paper from him.
Generally speaking, when one is in a criminal organization, marks like these are left behind to signify that you shouldn't come here because I've already got the job done.
So, as you guys are talking, another paladin approaches and comes up the stairs.
I'm standing at the top of the stairs, kind of like bodyguarding the shit.
He looks at you he like kind of stops a couple stairs from the top, like, and holds his hands up. Alright.
And you are?
I'm Rigel.
You already know a Rigel.
You already know it. Do you know a Raggle? Stow that. Stow it away.
I blink at Macklin and stuff it into a pocket. Yes, he's one of the Talons.
Darius steps to the side. Please, come in.
He nods to you, respectfully, and does come in. Where's Head Priestess Mara?
I'm trying to find out. She wasn't here for prayers this morning.
He looks shook behind his mask. Like, you're really good at reading body language because all of your comrades run around with their faces covered. He looks a little taken aback at that statement.
What is it? Oh, is she the type who never misses morning prayers?
Well, yes, but Lara wasn't in our rooms when I returned from my shift this morning.
Sounds like we got a conspiracy going on.
Of course.
Well, something's awry. If you gentlemen and lady would excuse me, I have to go see a man about a horse. And Macklin starts to...
Roll a deception check.
Well, it's... Okay.
As he starts to go, after saying that, I just put a hand on his shoulder. Rigel, try to, if I may be so bold, it may be a good idea to have some of the Talons maintain a presence here at the temple. My friends and I will investigate this.
He kind of nods to you. Yeah. Gregor is downstairs. I'll grab Pitt. Henrik is on watch on the wall.
What was the last time you saw Lara?
Last night when I left for my watch.
And was she back at her rooms, or?
We've been sharing rooms.
I see. I just kind of nod.
It's kind of an open secret that she and that Lara and Rigel were a thing, or are a thing.
I recall learning that, and I don't seem particularly perturbed. Do you know if, and I pause thinking back, do you know if Lara and Mira had anyone in town who disagreed with them? Or disliked them? Profoundly?
No. Mara was probably one of the few clerics in town that people felt like they could go to for anything. Anything.
Well liked, well respected.
Even some of the darker elements in town knew that she wouldn't ask questions if they needed to heal. I mean, Lyra is slightly less well-liked because she's not a healer, but Even then, she was fair.
Is there? You mentioned the darker elements in town. Is there anyone in particular it might be worthwhile to search out if one had questions about that side of town?
There's a young lady at the Bears Pub who seems to be running everything at the moment.
Do you recall her name?
Macklin, what's her name? I forgot. Josephine.
Hey!
Looking for it, searching for it. Hold on.
I'm doing my awesome DM impression. And failing.
My goodness, where is it?
If Macklin knows the name, then that's more or less good enough for me.
I know it. I'll find it.
Yeah.
Alright, in that case, I'll nod. Thank you, Ragel. I'll let you know as soon as we find out what's happened.
Please, if you could find her sooner rather than later, I'd appreciate it.
Of course.
He's
Focus
not-
on maintaining the peace and staying calm.
He nods. He's not very... You remember next to his name was written obedient? And that the more you interact with him, the more you realize he isn't quite the... I'm going to hit everything and kill all the things type paladin.
Yeah, not a whole lot of initiative behind this one.
What a shame. What a shame. I was really hoping to fight this one.
Ragel looks at you a little confused and almost hurt.
Oh, I don't say that out loud.
Oh, no, Darius said I was looking forward to fighting this one.
Believe it was Ava.
Ava? Could be.
Possibly, if she's the same girl who ran the potion shop in the
It
last
is,
town.
yes, Ava.
It's Ava.
In that case, Ava.
Don't worry, Darius. If you're eager to fight a Talon, I promise I'll fight you later. Alright, let's go.
No, I will hold you up on that offer.
Holds her up on the offer. Seems you'll fight one of us unprompted most of the time.
Now you're beginning to understand me.
Alright, so
And head back downstairs.
Okay.
As we get down into the main room, I'll pull out that note again to give it a more proper look.
Nope.
Alright, so the note itself is it's more of a symbol than anything else. No real letters. To you it looks like something just some arcane symbol. Not necessarily magic, but arcane as in you don't know it.
I recall way back when 10 had a subplot involving communicating with someone in town. Would I recall any symbols that he may have shown or shared or I may have seen in his company?
You do remember he was sent to speak with someone named Croy, and that he found Croy dead in his house of poisoning.
Dead
Okay.
in the house of poisoning.
I keep
Dead
that to
of
myself.
poisoning in his house.
Alright.
No worries.
Keep that to myself and wonder if they might be related as I offer the note back to Macklin.
Alright, Macklin shifts a little bit closer to Cure and quietly speaks up as they move. That is a clasp mark. The same kind that I would place somewhere if I were to take a job. Not my symbol, of course, but that there is the mark of the clasp, that there is their personal symbol. It's like a calling card for an individual person of talent. Now, these aren't always necessarily murder marks, mind you. And he lifts both hands and sort of trots in front of Cure a little bit, walking backward to try to make eye contact and convince her of that. Sometimes we do place these in areas where we had received a call to move someone and to escort a very important person out of a very bad situation. Though those tasks are few and far between, very few would take those calls. Something to keep in mind.
I wish that I could say I was reassured. I believe we owe Ava a call, if she is the one keeping tabs on everything in town.
Well, for someone to stay in one place, I imagine they would be the ones keeping tabs. Most of us sort of float, fold in and out of for traffic. There is, of course, that other acquaintance of yours who might be of help. Gren, was it? I believe he may be more beholden to you than Ava would be beholden to me.
Gren it has been a very long time since I've seen Gren. He
You saw him
has
2
not
days ago.
exactly... Before that. He was not a fixture in Whitestone to my knowledge, prior to our encountering him in Vasselheim. The fact that we encountered him in Vasselheim speaks volumes, since Vasselheim is on another continent. What I mean to say is, if anyone is likely to know something, I probably would not be him, but we can add him to the short list of people to inquire with.
Oh, certainly. In terms of people knowing, Ava probably knows a great deal. In terms of getting the truth out of someone, well, she's nice. But, she's also clasp.
I'd say by then we probably walk back into the main hall of the shrine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seamus, you do see Kiora and Macklin come back with Darius. Chassis is given a very, very short sermon. And seems to have just been like, and then the end, and then walked, kind of run away.
Oof.
It does not seem to have gone well. People are kind of milling
nightmare.
about, confused.
I head over to them. Or to Macklin and Teresa come in.
I take it didn't go too well.
What was your first signal?
And then I looked around at the.
Glancing over the
Yeah,
crowd,
like-
is the crowd still, like, sort of muttering about themselves?
Yeah, they're like,
Not exactly the reserved stoicism that I would consider when thinking about members of the Church of Ravens.
The matron accepts all kinds. I say that with kind of obvious... Yeah...
We are making haste toward the Bear's Pub. Care to come along? There's intrigue,
Sure.
mystery, and possibly murder. Probably not murder, but possibly murder.
As soon as he said
I roll
murder,
my
I just kind of
eyes.
like slowly turned my head towards him, probably prompting that hasty backpedal.
He is a bard. It's a story. Bards love stories. Especially those of murder.
Macklin,
Macklin books it. He moves ahead of the group and leads the way.
the head priestess is missing. I say to Seamus by way of explanation.
I
Furrow my brow.
brow. Look over to Macklin, look back at him. Missing? Like,
As in not here and inexplicably vanished. Macklin has found a note which suggests there might be a shady element at work here.
Oh, so class.
Maybe
Maybe
they were upset that they didn't have the priest arrive anymore.
Your mic broke out again.
I, I said the class and pause. They're like, well, maybe they didn't like the fact that they don't have a priest to bribe anymore.
Blackmail.
Blackmail, extort. And then I look over at Macklin with like fake judging eyes because I know he's been with us the whole time.
Macklin just shrugs, tightens his lip really wide.
I go to argue with Seamus and pause and actually continue on in thoughtful silence.
What was the name of the priest who's missing again?
Mira.
Mira? High priest.
Darius,
Yes.
as you leave, you
Yep.
run. You run literally into someone who is much taller than you.
Whoa.
Okay.
As this giant Goliath of a man fills the front doorway, heading in. And he actually puts his hands out to stabilize you so you don't fall over.
Who are you?
I slow down behind them since they're blocking the way.
Zero perception.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
16.
Okay. You actually recognize this gentleman despite his mask. His name is Grigor.
Gregor the Mountain?
And as he looks down at you, he kind of gives you a. He was a friend of your brother's. And as he looks down at you, he kind of gives you a big grin and picks you up and spins you around.
Oh, God. What are you doing here?
Oh, Grigor.
He just kind of looks at you. I joined church.
And he's dressed. He's a paladin.
He's a paladin.
You joined the church.
Yep.
Like you?
What?
Not like you. Why would... What is wrong with you? Why would you join the church?
Why wouldn't he want to join church?
Crisis of faith, maybe?
Oh, like the cleric saved me, and then they needed someone to help them. And then I heard about the Raven Queen, and she seemed really nice, so I decided to help them.
Reasonings.
Sorry,
How
Jen,
long is...
your mic is like cutting out. Like I'm hearing like the end of everything.
Sorry. Sometimes my mic likes to suck. I said I like your reasonings. How long have you been in Whitestone?
Like 4, 5 years. I started here.
Really been that long?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's been a while.
Know what happened to my brother, do you?
He nods. Yeah, I talked to Kima. She told me.
Sad days.
Her mistress will watch over him.
I don't know if where he went, anyone will be watching over him.
He looks a little confused by what you're saying.
I'm watching them both very curiously.
You're a religious man, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's just say what took him was not a normal being.
Then maybe we can find him?
Oh, Darius walks off.
You remember Grior being very, very, even for Goliath, pretty goddamn dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Well-meaning. He actually used to have a teddy bear that he used to carry around with him.
Darius is literally having one of those, how do you say, a wicked bad anxiety attack right now.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Just when one of your buddies joined the church and became a zealot cultist.
Nope.
It's whatever.
Oh. Oh. He's having an anxiety attack and he's walking away.
Alright. All of you roll me insight checks.
10.
That's an 8.
I got more important things to think about at the moment.
No, it's not. The DC is not that high.
Nat fucking 20.
Alright. Macklin, you're distracted because Grigor
That's
seems to
true,
be
though.
looking at you confused. Cure, it looks like Darius is kind of shook. Ice, he's having an anxiety attack.
Time to rub salt into the wound.
Darius is having an anxiety attack?
Yep.
It's good to see you again, Grigor. As I pass by, I just kind of like pat his arm.
He nods and pats you on the shoulder, like thunk, thunk, pretty heavily. You see Lyra?
I'm looking for her as well. I'll let her know that you are too.
Okay. How about Rigel?
He was upstairs a moment ago.
Okay. Good. Pith was looking for him too. And you see him kind of go into the church.
Alright, follow after Darius until we can catch up, since he doesn't actually know where we're going.
Spell check. That's not good.
What is
Wait,
it?
what?
11.
Oh, okay. You see Darius he looks like he's trying to sneak off, but it's not working.
Where are you going?
Oh, you poor boy.
I do
The
not
pub we're going
respond,
to
I
is
just
this
keep
way.
going.
Why
Keep
are you
going.
running? Do we
Huh.
DM him or move on our own ways?
I don't know what has him so shook, but we do need to find out what happened to the head priestess and her daughter.
True. There are
Darius.
pressing matters.
Just walk with us.
Nope. Nope. He cuts into an alleyway. Pretty much sits curled up against the wall with his knees to his chest and rocks back and forth.
Holy shit.
Ice sighs and shakes his head heavily, just follows him around the corner. Come on.
Oh, we've lost the bard now, too.
The last time we let these two together, Seamus ended up with most of his face missing. Perhaps we should, I don't know, give them both a pep talk.
Oh, why did they... Nah. Fine. You have 5 minutes.
Excellent. Alright, so Macklin joins
I
the
trail behind Macklin.
powwow. Following after Seamus, Macklin kind of peeks around the corner of the alleyway Darius? Hello?
Does not respond to you.
Are you okay in there?
You actually hear him muttering words very, very softly.
Can I get a perception check to try to hear them?
Yeah, roll.
What on earth is going on here?
Looks like the man's having a break. The mental kind. That's a crit. That was a crit on the perception check. 27.
You just hear him say, the darkness took him. The darkness took him. All he's saying, very, very softly and rocking.
With that, Macklin sort of pokes his head out of the alley and remains outside for a moment to mull that over, looking to Seamus.
I walk
Versus
over to
hands.
Darius.
The darkness? You know anything about a darkness?
That was to Seamus, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Could you say it again?
He's muttering something about the darkness. Someone was taken by darkness. Is that a thing you've run into? One of Vecna's minions?
No. Darkness. It doesn't ring a bell. We've fought some pretty nasty things, but nothing that could be classified as darkness.
Well, I've seen quite a few things in my days, and my medical expertise tells me that this man is freaking the hell out.
Well, the only shadow, darkness. Did Odrin say we had to go to? No, he did. No, he did. The
The
Shadowfell.
Shadowfell, yes, there's one of the crystals there.
So, I mean, assume with a name like the Shadowfell, maybe there's dark creatures there. I know that's allegedly supposed to be where some pretty nasty shit is, but it's not something that I've read enough about to have more detail on, other than rumor.
You think someone close to him was perhaps taken by a shadow being? As I peek my head back into the alleyway to see Cures with Darius trying to mollify him.
I murmur. After walking over to him, I kind of kneel down in front of him. Darius, I don't know what you're going through, but this is not the moment to have a breakdown.
It's a bad time, friend. Do this on your own time.
Yeah, that was more or less how she opened it. There are a great many things that need to be done, and a great many monsters that need to be killed before the day is done. We need you up on your feet.
She's saying this loud enough to be heard.
Well, this is during your conversation with Seamus.
Ah, gotcha.
How's Darius respond?
The man needs some whiskey.
Now, this is up to you, Heather, how you want to do this.
Wisdom saving throw?
My saving throw was not very good. It was 4.
Roll at advantage because Cure is theoretically helping you.
In theory.
6.
6?
Mm-hmm.
No. All you see is red eyes and a dark cloud.
So, it's about this time. This is what I feel Darius would do. how you want to do this is up to you. Is essentially he would stand up with one quick motion and shove Cure to the wall. Now, do you want to do a grapple check for that?
Let's just let's do a grapple check.
Yeah, that would
even
be
though you're not
fantastic.
grabbing, so
Oh,
It's not going to go well since he pretty much beats me whenever it comes to grappling. But here we go. I'm going to use athletics. 9.
9.
yeah. Even that I still beat 13.
Oh, okay.
I
You hit
rolled
the
low.
you hit the wall. It's not. There wasn't as much force behind it as you expected.
I just kind of grab his arms as he's holding me.
It's at that point I stare directly into Cure's eyes, just wide open. Darkness continues to follow, and all that around me will die. And then he goes back to the ground and starts freaking.
I narrow my eyes. And I punch him.
All right.
Speaking his language.
Smart man.
Darius, roll me another wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Wisdom.
I think Seamus peeks around the corner right as Kior punches him.
14.
14. Okay, you do manage to shake it off, as the sting in your jaw kind of brings you back and grounds you.
So Macklin, that's when you look into the alley.
Hey, do you know what? Should I let you two? Yes, I should.
I plant my fists on my hips.
What were we doing?
Waiting for you to get off your ass and get back to business.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I kind of squint at him a little bit. You do realize you're sitting on the ground, right?
Was I drunk?
Sure.
Hold on a second.
You did smell like
Think
booze.
Takes out his water skin full of booze and takes a swig out of it. Alright, let's go.
Right then. I turn and head back out to the front of the alley. We're good to go.
Okay.
And in under 5 minutes. Congratulations.
I suppose I should reconsider how good I am at consoling people.
Macklin, roll me a perception check.
Perception? Uh-oh. Okay, one sec. Perception. 19.
Okay.
I continue to chug a lot of booze, by the way.
That is a lot of booze.
You see a paladin kind of peeking around the corner, like you guys were hanging out here. You see a paladin kind of peek out around this corner, and it's a small paladin, probably about your size.
Macklin cocks a brow. Do they peek and then run away?
Run is not quite the right word. They kind of just like, what's going on over there? And they kind of watch the interactions and then kind of slip away.
It seems we've drawn a bit of attention to ourselves. Oh, did I get to see what kind of paladin it was? If it was Bahamut or,
This is Raven Queen.
Raven Queen? Yor, I don't suppose you have any, gnomes in your order.
There is. I believe that would be Pith.
Pith. I think Pith just got a good view of what was going on.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, so long as Pith is Pith.
I catch your meaning.
Mm-hmm. So, about that horse.
What is this horse you keep talking about?
It, it's a turn of phrase, Gior. Clearly, we're not going to see a man about a horse. We're going to see someone about something unrelated to men
It's a
or
rather
horses.
silly turn of phrase, in my opinion.
Oh. Macklin fucking storms off toward the Bear's Pub. This lack of subtlety is killing him.
Mm-hmm. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
What? Am I going to have a bad time?
I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown now.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown now. Hold on. Wisdom. Oof. 6.
You almost feel an urge to find out what the hell is in Darius's water skin and drink it. You don't quite yet, but there is a tickle in the back of your mind.
Oh, jeez. Wouldn't it be wonderful just to turn it all off for a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Just go down to that level and stay there for a couple days.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a couple days, maybe just a night. Just a night being not brainy. Just to turn your brain off for a little bit. But
It'll never happen.
it's just a thought. It's just a thought
It's just
tickling
a
in the
thought.
back of your brain.
It's just a thought, you know. They're driving me to drink. That's what's happening. I'm being driven to drink. God damn it.
Say that out loud, because I'll handle my water skin.
No, not out loud. This is me as a player realizing this is the path. I become a drunkard, then I become a lich. That's what happens. It's a gateway.
Been known to happen. They call him Vecna.
The drunkiest drunk lich ever to drink.
No, that's Darius.
DC informs me that I could be that skeleton, the drunk skeleton from the last unicorn.
Alright, as you guys make your way to the Bear Pub, it's getting to be about midday. The lunch crowd is definitely picked up.
Is Ava running the bar?
Ava does appear to be running around waitressing. All of you roll me perception checks.
Perception check.
Hey, I can actually see, so I can do that. Oh, very good. 11.
That's a 15.
Okay.
7.
7. Okay.
Come on, Bard.
Hey Sam, roll me perception.
$21.
So you walk in, and you're kind of keeping an eye out because you're looking for Ava, but you spot someone else a little bit before you spot Ava. A figure kind of close to the ground, kind of darting around the room. And she kind of like stops suddenly, freezes, drops to the ground, fucks with someone's shoe, darts away.
Who is this?
You don't see anything.
It's a friend. Shh.
I see
Is it
nothing.
smaller than my, like...
Where I'm standing, is it actually just like knee height, actually, or is it?
Oh, you know who this is. Usually she's working at the range at this time of day.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Where's Horatio?
Actually, with your perception score, you do see him hanging out above. No, Horatio wasn't given. Horatio was given to Nika. Ika, yes.
Ika?
This is not Seraphine's daughter.
Ilia's daughter, okay.
Yeah, this is the other monster.
So I smirk a bit, and I move very carefully to put myself in her path, and then at a point where she's supposed to be like rushing past me, I kneel down to get eye level with her, and then I cast message. I see you.
You see her stand straight up, look around, spot you, grin, and then duck away.
I raise to my feet, and I resume looking for Ava.
Okay, yeah, she's behind the bar.
Where's she?
Behind the bar.
Okay, then I tap. I just leave my finger in a circle above my head. I point to the bar and I walk towards the bar.
Okay. You guys move to the bar?
All right, we move to the bar. Is there a free seat?
Yeah, there's a few free seats. It's lunch rush, but it's not so busy that you can't get up to the bar.
All right, Macklin hops his way up onto the bar stool and stands on it so that he's eye level with the waitress,
Mhm.
and calls at her as she passed. Good afternoon and salutations, Ava.
Oh, Macklin, one of my favorites. And she kind of moves over to the bar and leans against it, kind of towards you.
I'm looming behind Macklin.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Loom, 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 loom.
8.
She does not pay you any attention.
That's fine.
It seems things are moving rather fast in town these days. I don't suppose you know much about how a professional might find some extra work around these parts.
She kind of raises an eyebrow at you.
Turn my head slowly to stare at Macklin.
It's Thieves' Cant. Come on, I'm improvising as I go.
Yeah, you guys are speaking in Thieves' Cant. Cure, it's hard to kind of figure out what the fuck they're talking about. As it seems like once they kind of started talking, it just started becoming weird slang that you're not familiar with.
Staring intensifies.
She's staring daggers through her mask.
Ava seems
Not
unconcerned.
staring daggers, but just staring as in, what are you saying? Is this helping us? Why is this taking so long? Can I hit something yet?
Pay no mind, it's about a horse.
And they are literally talking about a horse.
Alright, well,
And that's what the words sound like to you. Like, they're talking about a horse and maybe a carriage.
horse in a carriage. Is the horse healthy? Has the horse been vetted?
My
this
life is a
trustworthy
mummer's horse.
But she shakes her head. No, it's been slow with the refugees coming in. No one's... I mean, you're going to be in a sore spot to pickpocket a cleric.
His brows go kind of high.
Especially with Jacob coming in and Sorrow coming in. Everyone's kind of confused as to who's in charge these days.
But yes, those two, I believe, would keep things on the up and up, unless someone prefers not to be on the up and up. Do you have a free moment to discuss, to share notes? And he glances up to the floor above.
Yeah, of course. For you, anything.
You're too kind. I'd hate to take you away from the patrons, but we are on a bit of a time crunch.
Oh, it's
And-
fine.
And with that, he hops down and does that thing that Seamus just did, the circle around the head, and then points to the stairs for his entourage to follow.
I'm okay. So, guys, this is where I apologize and for being a DM that can't remember NPCs' names. What is Ilya's daughter's name again? 'Cause I am freaking blanking on it.
Me too. Alea? Alea?
Elena?
I think it is Alina. Sorry, guys.
I should start taking more notes.
I have my notes there in my car. And I was like, I can do this, and now I'm just blanking on everyone's name. Anyway. You do see Alina out of the corner of your eye.
What is she do? I look around the room. Is Ilya here?
No. She is, and
You've got to be kidding me.
Alina is there and failing to look not suspicious.
What are you doing here, Elena?
She raises her voice after all that innuendo and quietness.
Yes. With a deception check of 6, she attempts to look like she didn't hear you.
Just on the off chance that it would have been a failure. I narrow my eyes. Elena Taldore.
Yes.
We don't have time
That
for this
actually works.
cure, and I roll. Oh, I'm gonna do these strengths. Wait. I just want to grab Cure's arm and yank her towards the stairs away from Alina.
Yank my arm
Couldn't-
free. If we had time to talk to Darius after his little incident, then I have time to remind this girl that she does not belong in an inn without her mother.
Shh.
And I head towards Alina.
So use your bonus action to try and hide.
I'm staring straight at her as she attempts this.
Yeah. She feels so bad. So she actually tries to try and find something to duck behind, and trips and falls on her butt.
Nice.
I walk over to her, reach down, and lift her up by the back of her clothes with one hand. Where's your mother?
Patrolling.
And would she be happy to find out that you're spending your time while she's patrolling, running about unchecked in a bar?
No.
Then why are you here?
I'm training.
Under whose direction?
Mine?
Then you're not really training at all, are you?
I'm learning how to be quiet. And hiding.
Are the, out of character, are there... Actually, no. I'm going to try this out. You know, there is a safer way to practice your stealth skills than trying to move about in a noisy bar. It's fairly easy to go about unnoticed in a noisy bar. That's not a challenge. What you want to do is try to creep up on one of the cats at the castle and catch them unawares.
Do you think if I catch one, Mom will let me keep it?
Sure.
That's the second half of her training, hiding the cat.
She
I
nods.
pause and cock my head a little bit as that thought occurs to me.
Okay. You're right. I should go do that.
All right.
Besides, I've already untied everyone's shoes here anyway.
That's what she was doing.
I am not disappointed in you. Go on. Be good, and I may show you a few things with the sword later.
Yay! And she squeaks and runs out.
I'm getting rather good at this. I turn around and go to follow the others upstairs.
How loud was Cure during this pep talk?
Disappointed parent loud.
Loud enough to hear.
Well, not loud. Like, it's still a busy bar. I don't want to draw attention
There's a
to
hum.
us.
Yeah, she wasn't like screaming at the kid, but you guys were close enough that you could hear the conversation.
I assumed everyone went upstairs, so I turn around and find everyone staring at me. And just like,
We are just staring at you.
what?
Macklin is holding onto the banister, just watching. You know, if she wants to get good at hiding, there's a couple of refugees in town who are rather well trained about her age. Could
One
be good
disaster
friends.
at a time.
True enough. Our horse is getting away. And with that, I
Enough
switch
with
stairs.
this.
Okay. As you guys head upstairs to meet with Ava and get
As
more-
we head upstairs, I give Seamus a level look.
I roll my eyes. You lied to her. You're such a terrible paladin. And I walk ahead to catch up with Macklin.
What'd she lie about? I guess I don't know.
No, you feasibly could have heard that. I look up as I catch up to Macklin. Everyone knows that you do all your practicing in bars because if you're trying to be shifty, you stand out like a sore fucking thumb.
He scratches at his chin slightly.
That's why all the best thieves in the bars are the people that look like they belong and do what they should to belong. Like,
tying
you
shoes
know-
under tables.
Well, I mean, that's just the first step.
You guys hear thump from downstairs.
I give a little snort behind my mask.
Oh no.
Job well done.
Yep. Yep.
So as you guys move into the room to discuss further what's going on with Ava, we're gonna end it for tonight.
Alright.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Found a mystery? Perhaps a murder.
A murder.
Murder.
Things did not go nearly the way I thought it would go tonight.
What, you mean sideways?
Yeah,
No.
I was just gonna, drop the kid off, go do some shopping, settle some accounts, and nope, the head priest is missing. Oh crap.
Well, I mean, you leave town for one day and doppelgangers start stealing everyone away.
Cures already has strong feelings about the security of the town and know it's only a matter of time until it falls, so this is very alarming to her.
Maybe she eloped. You don't know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know what happened. I agree.
Fair to say Cure knows the head priestess more than Darius or Macklin.
You said you didn't know anything about her.
And that's still more than you!
Well, after you told me what you knew about her, now I know
No.
about her.
No. I know these types of women. I tell you that right now.
The Cinder type.
Elderly priestesses?
Oh, she elderly?
Yeah, she's like in her 50s.
That's not elderly, that's...
She's like in
That's
her 50s
that's
in the medieval
mature.
times.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's elderly.
She's a medieval 50. She's spry,
User
but she's
disconnected
not
from
super
your
young.
channel.
That's gonna be an oof for me, bruh.
When I was a young thug,